Welcome back, weirdos. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's video is going to be all about, well, two things really. I'm going to make glitter easier for you guys. The mani on my right hand will be up in the cards in case you want to check that out. But this is a new collection from Fairy Glamour. Thank you so much to Fairy Glamour for sending this over and for sponsoring today's video. We're going to talk about glitter. We're also going to talk a little bit about Apex and a little bit about how to make glitter easier on you guys, not only for application, but for removal later, because if you know, you know, glitter can be kind of a pain sometimes, especially during the removal process if you're soaking off. We're going to talk about all of that today. So this collection is absolutely beautiful. This is going to be my first fall mani of this year, and I'm super excited about it. I've been dying for fall. I cannot wait. So we're going to get into it. I'm also going to use Fairy Glamour's Clear and all of the dip liquids. I haven't used these products in such a long time. She sent over the base, the activator, and also her HEMA-free gel top coat, which I'm super excited about. So let's jump right into it, shall we? I'm going to start with the green. Now, if you wanted to do clear under everything, you totally could. That's perfect if you're filing off your dip powder. But if you are a soak-off person, you do not need to put clear under your colored dip. So I'm going to build the tiniest little apex. I have nublets. I really don't need to go crazy on it. So I'm only going to do my first dip, which is going to be basically a half dip. I'm going to scrub off excess, and then I'm going to go in with my full dip into the green. As you can see, the liquids and the powder play really nice together. I'm getting wonderful coverage. It's super pigmented, but it didn't stain my skin or my cuticle area, my sidewalls. I had no staining issues. Love these powders so much. Now that I've gotten the first full dip down, I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to do another full dip, and then we're going to get into getting a glitter gradient on one nail and a full coverage glitter on the other nail. So there are many ways you can do a glitter gradient. This is how I'm going to do it for these two particular colors. I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other 2-3 nails. I'm going to do just a half dip into the green. Then I'm going to do a full dip into the green. And then my third dip, which on the other nails was another full dip of green, I'm going to start the ombre. And it's going to be super simple, nothing crazy, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to apply my base to the entire nail just like I've been doing. Once I have the base on the entire nail, I'm going to take a little eyeshadow brush. You can use any brush that you like, that you have, that you want to use. I happen to like eyeshadow brushes. They're super cheap. They're like $1 on Amazon. I use the Wet n Wild ones. Everything that I'm using in this video, by the way, will be linked down below, including the eyeshadow brushes. So I am taking my time applying this base. I want to make sure it stays wet enough for me to do the gradient, the ombre on the nail. But once you have your liquid on the nail, you take your eyeshadow brush, get some of that glitter on there, and then we're going to very gently and slowly start tapping the glitter. I start on my skin. I don't start on my nail because I want to make sure it's not going too far down. And then I gradually and slowly work that glitter down the nail. I'm not going to cover up the entire nail. I just want to cover up maybe 2/3 of the nail, but it's going to be more sporadic towards the center of the nail. Once I have the glitter exactly where I want it, I'm going to turn my finger completely upside down and tap off excess. That way I don't get glitter that falls down onto the green portion of the nail. You can move the glitters around wherever you see fit if you need to. Clean up my cuticle area, clean up the sidewalls, and once I'm happy with that, I'm going to take the green and I'm going to fill in that empty space that is still wet at the free edge of the nail. And then I'm going to dust off excess, and that's going to be our gradient nail. We're going to encapsulate it later, and I will walk you through that a little bit later. But then we're going to move on to the glitter nail, and I'm going to give you some helpful hints for application and removal. So I like to start my full glitter nail with a coat of clear. This is going to do two things. The first thing it's going to do is really help you when you want to remove your nails if you are doing a soak off removal. That way, when you're soaking off, the glitter isn't stuck to your natural nail, because if you've been there, you've been there. If you know, you know. The glitter can be really challenging to try to remove if it's stuck to your natural nail. The last thing you want to do is damage your natural nail, right? The other thing the clear is going to help with is bulk, because I'm only going to do one coat of the glitter. It's going to be a jam-packed full coverage glitter nail, but instead of having to do 2 full coats of glitter and have it be super duper bulky, we're only going to do the clear, which is super thin, then the glitter, and then clear on top. We're essentially making a glitter sandwich is what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you how to do the glitter application here in a bit. So when I'm doing a full coverage glitter, I like to tap the jar like this. I find that it brings the glitters all the way up to the top, and then we're gonna lay our finger into it, giving it the most coverage possible. So just like every other coat that I've done, I'm gonna put down an entire layer covering the entire nail with the base, cuticle to free edge, not missing a spot, because I'm only doing one coat of this. You can, of course, go back later, hand place any glitters that you might want if you feel like you missed a spot somewhere on the nail, but I try to minimize the amount of work that I do on my nails. When I want my nails done, I want them just done. So I find that getting the base on the entire nail the first time around really helps, eliminates the frustration that I might have after the fact. Now I'm gonna lay my finger right on top of all those glitters, let it sit there for a second, let it marinate. Then I can tap off excess, and here is the very full coverage glitter nail. I am going to tap down those glitters, make sure they're all laying flat, go back in, pick up some of that acrylic that is in there just to fill in any spaces there might be. And then I'm going to clean up the same way I have been doing with my cuticle stick, get around the cuticle area, get around the free edge. If I need to rearrange any of the glitters or push them around, I can do that now. And then we're going to clear cap. So clear over top is super optional, but I would argue that it is not optional over glitter. You want to make sure you're protecting that glitter from any filing, shaping, buffing that you might be doing later. So I like to make sure I have a nice chunky layer of clear dip powder over anything that has glitter on it. I kind of use the same mentality when I'm doing any sort of ombre, even if it's not with glitter, or a French, or any kind of design that I don't want to risk filing off. I am pressing that clear down into those glitters to make sure I'm not having any spots that are naked without the clear. I really want to make sure this is completely covered in the clear. That way I don't file into the glitter. Glitters tend to be very dull and silver on the inside. So if you cut a piece of glitter when you're filing, it can throw off the entire look of the nail. It can be dull, like I said, and kind of lifeless, and we don't want that. We want our glitter to look like glitter, right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw a clear cap on all of the nails just to protect from filing and buffing. These are not going to be super thick and chunky. I will show you all the things later after I file and buff. After I get off all of the excess, and I do like to use a scrubby brush to do this, it will help to eliminate any clear particles that may look bubbly when you are finished. Then I'm going to go in with 2 coats of the Fairy Glamour activator. I'm going to let this sit and dry for a few minutes before I file and buff. I will be filing and buffing off camera, but I will be leaving my filing and buffing routine up in the cards and or / down in the box in case you want to see how I file these into shape. And then we're going to top coat. So I finished all of my filing, shaping, and buffing, and this is what the nails are looking like. I am literally obsessed. I love these colors together, this green. Y'all know I'm not the biggest green person, but this is such a cool toned green, and I'm literally loving it. I am using the HEMA-free no wipe gel top coat, but if you wanted to keep this non-gel, at that point you would put on your activator, let it sit, wipe it off, and then do your 2 coats of dip top coat. So gel top coat, in case you didn't know, does require a UV LED lamp to cure it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cure in my lamp for 1 minute. And this is the final look. I love this set. I'm super happy. I'm super happy that I can do fall manicures. I have been waiting so patiently, not patiently at all, to do fall looks. I'm super excited about it. You guys will have to let me know what you think. As you can see here, they are not super thick. They're not super bulky. There's no chunkiness on top of the nail, even over those glitter nails. They came out beautiful. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and spending some time with me in my little nail world. I hope that you'll come back. I do nail content twice a week. I should have said that in the beginning of the video. Hi, if you're new. Anyway, I hope the rest of your day is as beautiful as you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Love you, bye.